All right, Recovery First Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Todd. These are our recovery shares, and I hope we get them out there and folks can listen to them and get some hope, and because that is something that we all need is hope and encouragement. Because man, what a tough time we're living in. That's what I want to do today. I just want to give a message to families. I don't think there's anything that can be tougher than watching your kids suffer from substance use disorder or mental illness. My gosh, there are so many parents out there who have lost children. My gosh, I know a couple people who have lost like multiple sons and or daughters, and just I don't even know. I'm not even going to begin to go there because I couldn't even imagine it. I think what I want to just kind of throw out here is like, if you do have a child that is suffering from substance use disorder or mental illness, and how do you handle it? What do you do? And I'm just going to start by saying I certainly don't have all the answers. I know there was a time in my life that I thought, I'll just put this out here. We have a son who struggles with substance use disorder and mental illness. And I can tell you, I went through so many phases with him. And, were there times that I tried to fix him? Absolutely. Absolutely. There were times that I tried to fix him. There was so much guilt and shame, and because I just didn't understand it. I mean, through the years, I've been blessed with like helping people, whether it be through sponsorship, through peer support, through housing, through whatever. I've had an opportunity to like witness and be a part of people like really just turning their lives around, man. Like watching them grow, and to be a part of that and to become responsible, productive members of society and get jobs and get back with their families and become, sons and daughters and mothers again and fathers again. I have witnessed all that and been a part of that. And I'm so, so blessed through the years to have been a part of that. And I think that's why I struggled so much with our own son, because I felt as though I had a hand in helping those folks, but like I couldn't help my son. And that for me was tough. I struggled. I can remember going through maybe a couple of 2 or 3 years where I just wanted to fix this. Simply because, I didn't want, I couldn't imagine what my wife was going to go through. I didn't know at what point I was going to be like grieving and living with a grieving mother and all that consists of. So I tried to fix it. I sent him everywhere. And, for me, it just, I don't know. Nothing worked. And what I came to the realization as he sat one day, and he had been on a run, and he was sitting in my living room in my chair, and he looked at me, and I was trying to get him to go to a treatment center. And he looked at me and he said, "All these places that you have sent me have not helped me." And that struck a chord with me. And I thought to myself, and I looked at him and I said, well, maybe I just need to quit sending you places, you know. And the conclusion that I came to was that I was too close to this situation. And that I had to allow him to go through what he needed to go through, and that I suggested resources. I gave him resources to reach out to. The rest was up to him. And what I did was I started taking care of myself, my self-care, beefing up my meetings, spending more time with my sponsor, going to more meetings, working my steps, praying more, meditating more, listening to God, doing all that. And what I can tell you is my son is still not better. The last I heard, he's in Los Angeles County Jail, awaiting trial. Probably going to go away for a long time. He was on the streets of Los Angeles for, it's been about 1.5 years, 2 years. But what I know is no matter what, that I'm going to be okay. And the more I worked on myself, the more I asked for help, the more I continued to be teachable, the better I was in this situation. Trusting God with all this. Wasn't much I could do. He ended up in Los Angeles. That's long story short. Oh, man. Being out there takes us through many places, right? And that's a story within itself. But what I know today is I have the support around me, and I am trying to get better. Instead of focusing on him, I'm focusing on me. And I think my wife's doing the same thing, the way she does it. So I don't have all the answers. What I do know is that you just do the best you can and take care of your recovery first. Because if you're dealing with a child that's struggling with substance use disorder and you're in recovery and you need recovery and you need support, and that's about the only thing we can do. I found out just how powerless, how little power I have over someone else's disease. It was a hard lesson. So yeah, I don't have all the answers, but my heart goes out to every parent who has lost a child or whose child is dealing with substance use and mental illness and everything that goes along with that. Work on myself. That's what I can do. Work on myself and work on my relationship with God today. It's easier said than done, but I know I'm getting a little better at it. Mike Todd, Recovery First podcast. Listen, again, I hope this gives you hope. And reach out. If there's anything I can do, you can go on the Recovery First podcast Facebook page and message. whatever we can do. We're starting this Freedom Recovery Services. Got out of housing. It looks like we could be having a housing component along with that. Who knows? I was going to kind of retire from all this, but doesn't look like I'm doing a very good job at that. But anyway, Freedom Recovery Services will have peer support available. We'll have help for families just to guide them and to help in it whatever way we can. Because like I said, you're too close to it. Reach out to somebody else to help with this situation. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Keep tuning in. We're going to keep putting this out here. Recovery First Podcast. This is Mike Todd with the South Carolina Recovery Housing Association. I would like to thank Challenges, Inc., the Recovery Advocacy Project, and the Clinton Foundation for helping us get naloxone to all recovery houses in South Carolina.